Hello ladies and gents, Matt Burosh here. Would you like to see another video on how to get fit? Well, that's good because that's what I'm going to show you. Well, a little bit of feedback from my last workout I showed you. The general consensus is pull-ups are hard. Hoisting your body weight off the ground is no joke, so I wanted to show you something a little technically easier when it comes to the movement, but just as intense and beneficial for you. What we're going to be dealing with today is known as the burpee, and it's a compound movement basically combining a squat and a push-up and maybe a mountain climber or something like that. I'll show you one here in a bit. Did a little research. I wasn't sure why they called it a burpee. Turns out it traces back to 1759 France, apparently, where Brigadier General Jean-Claude Burpee was in charge of all his troops. And during the harsh winters that France has to offer, he basically made them do this compound movement to keep from freezing to death. Actually, that's total bullshit. I just made that up. Burpee, I think, is probably named burpee because you're taking in so much air while you're doing it because it's such an intense move that you swallow a little bit and burp it out later. So I'm going to show you a burpee here really quick. So here's a burpee. That's a burpee. Do those many times in a row and they suck. So that's what we're going to do. Basically, the protocol we're going to be using is known as high intensity interval training, or HIIT if you want to be trendy about it. And the most common one that most fitness buffs are aware of is called Tabata Protocol, or Tabata, because it's named after a Japanese doctor and his last name's Tabata. I believe that's probably the Japanese pronunciation of it. And that is no bullshit, even though I lied to you earlier. Excuse me, I've already done this take like 6 times, so I'm a little winded, so it's a little irritated, and I'm going to show you why. Now, what Dr. Tabata liked to do, we'll just call him Tabatas, he liked to go 20 seconds on as hard as you can, 10 seconds off with no effort, 20 seconds on as hard as you can, 10 seconds off, no effort. He liked to do that back and forth, 4 minutes. That basically states that your VO2 max is going to be increased dramatically. Your metabolism is going to skyrocket. Basically, a lot of the benefits of the last workout I showed you are going to be implicit in this one as well. What I like to do, because 20 seconds is a shitload of time to give all-out effort and expect you to be able to recover quick, I like to do 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off. I like to do that for 5 minutes, and I like to go for multiple rounds. Now, the reason I like to do that is because going balls to the wall for 10 seconds, in the scheme of things, it's a lot easier than doing it for 20, and it allows you to do more rounds. It allows you to give more intensity because you're not starting to die down after the first 10 seconds anyway. So, I'm going to show you how to do this. The one piece of equipment you need is a bullshit little flip phone circa 1992, and this is my real phone. So, I'm going to show you how to do this. You set your stopwatch for 0, and you're going to put it on the floor on a place where you can see it. And you're basically going to go as hard as you can for 10 seconds, and then rest for 10 seconds, and on for 5 minutes. And the reason I like to go for 5 minutes was basically from back in the day when I thought I wanted to be a fighter. You're going to have to go for 5 minutes around in the cage. So anybody who is really a fighter, who's tough enough to get punched in the face for a living, you could probably use this to your advantage because it gets you in shape. All right, so we're going to start this, and I'm going to show you basically a couple rounds. I like to try to get about 5 per round. That way I have a mental note of what I need to shoot for. Eventually it's going to suck, and I'm going to show you what you can start to do if it sucks, or if you can't do a burpee to begin with. Basically, you cut out the push-up. So I'm going to take a quick breather for 2 seconds and then finish up, because I know your stupid attention span's starting to wane, because you want to go play Candy Crush or Farmville or whatever the hell you kids these days play. So if you do this workout a couple times a week, basically you're going to get ripped and you're going to be fit like a fighter. So I'd like to invite you guys to try it. Try to do 1 5-minute round. If you're brave, try to do 2. And if you're a badass, do 3. So now I'm going to leave you guys alone. I want to hear any comments, questions you have, critiques. And that's it for this time. Maybe I'll give you guys another one because this is kind of fun. Bye.